Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to talk about Legos, and I want to talk about the click heard around the world. So I'm incredibly excited about Legos, and I'm incredibly excited about Dungeons and Dragons. So yesterday, I am incredibly blessed. I have a lot of hobbies, but I am getting very much back into Lego. I've had my Lego days where I built quite a few Legos and was really a significant fan. But the other thing is, it's astounding. Like, I bought the Lego Millennium Falcon, right, and built it. It was hundreds of pieces. It was a major, undertaking, and I really counted myself as like, I'm a serious Lego fan. And I've been studying Lego recently because Lego is connected to Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to talk about that more extensively in a minute. But as I study Lego, I realize I am the deepest Lego casual, right? Like, I am not really a serious Lego fan. Lego is as deep as Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of times it is interesting. Like, Dungeons and Dragons fundamentally changes every single aspect of my life. And I'll meet people and I'll realize I have more knowledge about Dungeons and Dragons. I have more commitment to Dungeons and Dragons. I have more passion around Dungeons and Dragons than most people have about anything in their life, right? And frankly, I was going to say, even except maybe their spouse, but frankly, a lot of people don't love their spouses now, and very few people are taking their marriages seriously anymore. My commitment and passion for D&D, as far surpasses many of the people I know for their own spouses. It's ridiculous, right? The hierarchy of my life, to be clear, is Christian husband, father, and then D&D. Like, D&D is the fourth most important thing in my life, right? And so it's all right. Let's keep going here. So yesterday I spent $105 on Legos at a Lego store, a Lego Second Market store, right? So I live close to the Springfield Mall. You don't know it, but the Springfield Mall there's been some historical events that happened at the Springfield Mall in Pennsylvania. It's quite interesting. In Springfield, Pennsylvania, the Springfield Mall is still open, okay? And there is a fantastic Lego Second Market shop, which means that the people who own the store buy sets on the secondary market and resell them. So everything there is curated, right? So, there are so many Lego sets, you can't put them all in one store, right? You couldn't even the sets that they sell today, even what's just available today, there's so many sets, you could not fit them in one retail space. And so you can't walk into a Lego store and even buy what's available now, right? So basically this is a Lego Second Market store, and I spent $105 there. And somebody had told me it existed, and my incredibly generous mother gave me $100 for my birthday in cash, and I was like, oh, thank you very much. And because the reality is, I could not possibly spend $100 on Legos, because my money is not my money. I earn my money, and my wife gives me $60 every 2 weeks and has every scrap of every bit of money our family owns. She controls it all, because if it were going to me, I'd buy sneakers. I'd buy a $250 pair of Nike SB Dunks, so nobody wants me handling the money, right? But I was like, I'm free to do this, right? And I was like, I want to spend this on Lego. Why? I don't care about Lego. I care about D&D, right? And so Lego is important to me now because it is Dungeons and Dragons. So let's talk about the click heard world around the world, right? So right now, we are weeks or months away from the release of the chosen, communicated winner of the Dungeons and Dragons, of the first Dungeons and Dragons Lego set, okay? The moment that set hits the first shelf, there will be official Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, and there will be official Dungeons and Dragons flats, right? And you will be able to put those flats down, and those minifigs will be able to walk into the New York Central Perk, the Friends, and our human fighter, our Dungeons and Dragons human fighter will be able to have coffee with Chandler and Monica and Rachel and Ross, and that is huge, right? So quite literally, D&D will click into Lego at that point, and Lego will click into D&D. And this is Matt. So why did Dungeons & Dragons agree to make an official Dungeons & Dragons Lego set? And why did Lego agree to make an official Dungeons & Dragons set? It is incredibly important for you to understand this. They both have a problem. Right now, the miniature system and terrain system for Dungeons & Dragons is pathetic and laughable compared to what you could do with Legos. Lego already has a miniature system and a terrain system that far surpasses anything Dwarven Forge has ever created, far surpasses anything WizKids has ever created, and it gives you even options to visually manifest the character sheet itself, and gives massive visual distinctors to make Dungeons & Dragons simpler and faster, right? So Dungeons & Dragons needs Legos to be mechanically better and to expand the story options that can be accomplished with Dungeons & Dragons now. Lego desperately needs Dungeons & Dragons, and the reason why is, and they need them, and Lego needs D&D worse, in my humble opinion, than D&D. And so basically, what do you do with a Lego set now? You put it together and you throw it on a shelf and you do nothing with it. The second the click heard around the world occurs, every single Lego set that has ever been created becomes a viable world, in my humble opinion, in Dungeons & Dragons. And those Dungeons & Dragons characters who already are connected to planeswalkers and wizards who can go to every single universe that ever existed in Lego or any other intellectual property that has ever connected itself to Dungeons & Dragons, in my humble opinion, can immediately can connect those worlds. And with Lego, it's quite physical, right? There's no more pretending, oh, this is separate, right? The D&D human fighter is going to be at the same scale as Chandler, right? And when you click those flats together, they literally walk from one world to the other. Like, there's no more question that these worlds are connected. They're tangibly connected, right? And when you connect your brand to Dungeons & Dragons, all Dungeons & Dragons does is tell stories, right? Click her world around the world. I am so excited. I want to share my new purchase, my $105 purchase of Legos, and I could give you a few. One of the things I got: $10 Scooby, $8 Shaggy. Scooby and Shaggy are ready to meet those first adventurers that are coming out of the Dungeons & Dragons set, and Scooby will walk right into the Forgotten Realms, in my humble opinion. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.